Welcome to the Bubby Brister Fantasy Football Podcast presented by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. My name is Billy. Bubby is at the library, so I'm joined here with Nick. Nick, what's up? How you doing?
Doing all right, man. Let's dive in.
All right. Mine yet.
Let's do it.
I was going to say I'll do another team first, but since my game was so bad, I'll just start with me. I lost to Dead Money 103 to 93. I mean, there's no excuse for me losing this game. If your opponent scores 103, you should win. He would have lost to every other team except for Stealing the Winds, who also failed to break 100.
Mm.
I mean, Lamar left the game early. He's out 2 to 3 weeks.
Jesus.
I got a bunch of I have to not be negative about my injuries because I got Lamar injured. I got Terry McLaurin I played without this week, and Ricky Pearsall also left his game injured. And then two of my scrubs got hurt. To add insult to injury, Cedric Tillman also got hurt, and Braylon Allen. So I lost 5 guys team-wide this week.
Jesus.
That's still no excuse. I should break 100. But, yeah, Lamar came up short, only 14. I'm using Kareem Hunt as my RB2. My running back situation is dire.
Oh yeah, dire straits right there. When you're at Cream Hunt level, this is icy roads, the scary hours. So yeah, Lamar Jackson's had a terrible game. It's arguably well, first thing first, they were comparing Lamar Jackson to James Harden. When it comes to the big time games, he just comes up small, and it's almost holding true. It's just, dude, he looked unrecognizable last Sunday.
Yeah, I can live with that comparison. That's fair. But for fantasy purposes, he's golden. He was the number 1 quarterback in fantasy, coming into this week. I'm going to have a hard time replacing him. We had to make probably the least consequential 8-player trade in fantasy football history when we traded all of our special teams, and I gave you Harold Fannin, and you gave me back Geno Smith. What's funny is Jones texted me after the trade went through. We didn't discuss the trade at all either. I sent it to you, and you just accepted it. Jones texted me. He said, "What's the purpose of that trade?" And I was like, "Well, I'm trying to jump the quarterback line so I don't have to waste my top waiver claim on a quarterback." Is basically what I was trying to do.
Man, I got a decent tight end out of the situation because my tight end situation is bad, and Fanning's not much better, but I mean at least he's getting targets.
Right. So with all my injuries, I'm not able to navigate 2 mediocre tight ends on my roster. So I was like, Fannin's good enough to trade if I can find someone who needs a tight end and has like a shitty quarterback. Maybe I can find something. And I did. Yeah, you you got a tight end out of it. I got a shitty quarterback. I guess the only highlight for me this week was Stephon Diggs had 6 catches for 101 yards. I was a believer in him, and he's not dead. And I know it's been a full calendar year since he's been fantasy relevant, but this could be the start of something here.
Possibly. It is against Carolina, though, so you have to temper expectation.
But also, they jumped out to a big lead on Carolina, and he still managed to do that.
So that says something. But the Ricky Pearsall getting hurt for you sucks.
Yeah, he's out this week.
Dead money on, Caleb Williams went back down to earth to the Caleb Williams that we know and love. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Hampton, though, major breakout game. Like he looked like a different running back. He looked totally different.
He's what we call a league winner. Like Freeman shouldn't have won this game. Let's be honest. He should be 1-3, but he got to 2-2, which is huge. Like whoever misses the playoffs in our league is going to miss it by a game. And if he can make the playoffs and Hampton can do this all season, and he can get Jamar Chase to some kind of suitable level, and Garrett Wilson keeps having 20-point games, and maybe Travis Kelce decides to play football, like Dave's roster isn't as bad as it looked 2 weeks ago.
Right. He had Gainwell on the bench that came up big, was a spot starter out of nowhere early morning. So he had a huge game across the pond. Chris Godwin on his IR spot had a bunch of targets. He was still kicking off the rust, but I mean he's showing to be a going back to his regular role.
Yeah, but he traded him this week to Smash Hawk for DJ Moore, the carcass of DJ Moore. I think he
Correct.
overthought this and wanted the Caleb Williams to DJ Moore connection, which is not a thing. It never was.
It never was. Yeah, it's Rome Odunze versus with Caleb, but not necessarily DJ Moore.
Godwin's awesome. I love Godwin. Yeah, I saw that trade and I was like, Dave. I guess the last thing I have here.
He had, Jamar Chase, 7 points, 5 catches for 23 yards. That's not good.
Browning is a turd.
It's really bad, and I don't think Cincinnati's going to get a quarterback. They're looking for a quarterback, and they're not going to find anything better than him right now because no team's going to help them.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard was serviceable numbers, and Garrett Wilson 6 catches for 8 yards and touchdown. I mean, you got to be happy with that, especially with Fields throwing the ball.
Tony Pollard has double-digit points every week. His carries are 18, 20, 16, and 14. I mean, he's not flashy, but considering how bad the Titans have been, the fact that he's even playable is a huge victory for Dave and for Tony Pollard. Yeah, before I move on from this game, me and Dave had like a trade reversal. I sent him back Brenton Strange for Tyler Algier today. My running back situation is so bad. Tyler Algier might be my number 2.
Nice.
Yeah, so
we'll be thinking like when we talk about next week and running back rooms. We'll take a look at mine next week on the podcast, and I'll show you how bad mine looks.
This next game, this is probably game of the week. Smash Hawk lost a heartbreaker to Mile High Salute. Mile High Salute is now 2-2 after starting 0-2. Smash Hawk is now 2-2 after starting 2-0. And this was a 4-point, 156-152 victory. I mean, it doesn't get any closer than this.
Yeah, absolutely. Tip hat to Mile High Salute, coming out of the hole there. Bo Nix came up big for him. Against Cincinnati, there 3 total touchdowns, 326 yards. That's amazing. Saquon Barkley 43 yards and a touchdown. Cook with 29 points with 115 yards and a touchdown. Sutton actually found the end zone on deep ball. Jordan Addison broke free for a huge touchdown that really helped with that. That was a difference maker to me. I'm looking at that circling that as a difference maker in that matchup.
It doesn't show him scoring a touchdown.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he had a huge catch. Sorry, he had a long catch. He fell down though. He was wide. He got chased down by the linebacker, which was wild. As I remember. So he was running. He was wide open. He was he was faster. He'd have hit a touchdown. But he got chased down by the linebacker, which is weird.
Yeah, first game of the season for him. You got to be thrilled if you're Brandon and you get 4 catches, 114, because he is playing opposite Jefferson. So,
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of mouths to feed Minnesota, and Wentz is throwing the ball. Is basically what I'm getting at here. So it's good that he was able to eat still because they got Hawkinson, Mason, Jefferson. Adam Thielen is there pretending like he's still a football player.
Right. Adam Thielen's there just talking to people. So
Cooper Kupp is a dud, 6 points. He has 1 double-digit point game this year.
Yeah, he's a shell of himself. It's not looking good. Writing's on the wall.
Both teams had winning head coaches. Smash Hawk almost came back to win this, but like you pointed out with Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton, they both played on Monday night. And Smash Hawk had the winning head coach Monday night. And he had Justin Fields 34 points. He was running wild. Back to the last game real quick. A huge reason why Freeman was able to win was because of a late touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson. That ties into Fields here. But Bijan ran wild on Washington. He had a career high 181 all-purpose yards. He nailed that number 1 overall pick. Oh, he drafted him 4th. Freeman should have taken Bijan number 1.
In retrospect, though, you're like that. If he had a healthy Burrow, he would explode. But Burrow, it sucks.
DJ Moore in Smash Hawk's lineup, 7 points. He traded him for Nick Chubb. So Smash Hawk was able to flip Nick Chubb into Chris Godwin in the span of 2 weeks. That's some shrewd trading because Chubb is already on the way out. When Mixon comes back, that backfield's going to get even more muddied because Woody Marks had 17 carries this week.
Right. Yeah, Marks had a whole lot of carries, so he's having the Texans running back duo until Mixon shows up and just neutralize that position. He has, Trey McBride, 12 points. He's doing what he normally does. Ted McMillan, 4 catches, 62 yards, over 10 points. Calvin Ridley and Coleman. He sent me a trade offer this past week for them. And I literally texted him back saying, like, hey, I actually have them in another league, and it's hell. And he's like, it is.
Yeah, Ridley, I don't know. That's like unexplainable because he's still getting targets, and he's just not. Is Cam Ward that bad at throwing the ball? He only had 3 targets in this game, but still. 6, 8, 3, and 5 points for Ridley. He's only owned in 79% of leagues. And then, Keon Coleman is a huge disappointment. He should be breaking out this year, and he's not.
RJ Harvey, though, 58 yards and a receiving touchdown. He's still eating, even with is Dobbs?
Dobbins.
Yeah, Dobbins is eating. He's the primary back, and he's still eating. So that's something to monitor.
Yeah, this was a breakout game for RJ Harvey. He looked really good on Monday night. He went from 5 touches in week 3 to 18 touches in week 4. Sean Payton's taking the kid gloves off RJ Harvey. And then we already mentioned Woody Marks. He happens to have him on the bench also. So you compare this. Remember we dogged Brandon's bench last week? Just as bad this week. Another shitty game from his bench. He's got to work on this bench. He's getting away with it now, but when these bye weeks hit,
it starts this next week coming up. He has like 2 points. His bench gives him 2 points.
There's no one on this bench playable other than Higgins, who should be in a starting lineup. You understand why he's not. He's
right, but he should be because he's potential touchdown. You know what I mean? Especially over Cooper Kupp.
Right, but like even Kupp would look good on a bench. But just Ravens defense, Jonnu Smith, Will Shipley, and Demario Douglas on your bench.
Ravens defense should be dropped. They are the worst defense in the league. There's no redeeming quality.
They're ranked 31st. Anything else here? Great game.
Great game, close one, and now they're tied up, so it's just crazy.
Brandon's running back room has to be the best in the league, Barkley and Cook.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, next one. This is Tampa Bay Punishers versus Buck. What you think? You are on a 2-game skid. You're down to 1-3. Punishers is one of the many 2-2 teams. Your quarterbacks washed each other out. They had 26 each between Stroud and Mayfield. The Texans were the only team entering week 4 without a red zone touchdown.
Who?
The Houston Texans, the CJ Stroud-led Texans.
The Fighting Strouds. Yeah, it's a bad time for Texans because this should have been the game where Stroud should have went for like 3 touchdowns. So only getting 2, it's like the Texans, something's wrong with their offense. They're broken, and they're blaming the offensive line, but something's on Stroud. He's throwing the ball terribly.
Yeah, not many quarterbacks peak in their rookie season. That's a new one. Derrick Henry only 9 points. He's on the struggle bus.
They're not giving him carries. That's weird. He's not injured. They just started he started the game off with the huge chunk plays, and then he went away from it. They're like, we don't want to win like that. What do you mean we don't want to win like that? We want to win.
Yeah, Justice Hill. I don't want to look for it because I'll lose my spot.
Oh, he went off. He had a bunch of yards and catches and touchdowns. I'm like, what the hell?
We can follow that up when we get to him, and he's on someone's team this week because I saw he was just waived. Dobbins, 100 yards again. He is a steal. He was drafted 96.
Well, the idea was that he should have been starting. So it's like, what's happening?
Where did he get Jordan Mason from? 129. So he got we're over here dying for running backs. He's picking one up at 96 and at 129, and they're both playing.
He picked him up because when he picked him up, he wasn't starting. Jordan Mason didn't start till game 2 or 3 or something like that. Game 3 when he started. So it's hard to tell because you're like, this guy, you can't predict Aaron Jones will get hurt that early. And he's on IR, so he's eventually going to come back. He's not done for the season.
But you're lucky enough to hit 1 dart, and he hit 2 darts in the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Drake
Um,
Drake May, a catch for 110, a touchdown. Drake May always goes off on the bad teams.
Drake London, you mean?
Drake London, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, he went off on Washington. He was getting every third down.
Seattle defense is one of the top 5 defenses in the league right now. So it's nothing but good times there. The Packers head coach 0 points. Some rare occasions, a rare occasion that happens.
He he has a bit of a tight end controversy between Hunter Henry and Laporta. Hunter Henry only had 2 catches for 39 yards, but he had a touchdown. But then Laporta, 3 catches for 39 yards.
Yeah, yeah. It's Hunter Henry gives you a lot more nothing than something per week, which is interesting. And Stafford probably had the best game of the season for him right there. 375, 3 touchdowns. He don't do that often.
Yeah, that's a good backup quarterback if you're going to carry 2. To you, like Bucky Irving, he's not playing this week, right?
This week coming up, he's in a boot right now, so they got projected him to be out, but they haven't died. They haven't. Yeah, we'll know tomorrow. We'll know more tomorrow on Thursday.
And then Trey Benson, you nailed this handcuff, and now he's hurt.
Right,
you are screwed next week.
Yeah, that's tough. You get the handcuff, and the handcuff gets boom, and then instantly as soon as I found out that happened, like somebody Smash Hawk already claimed the backup to that backup in waivers the night before.
No, he was claimed by
Learn the Curve.
Yeah, Spawn, because I had a claim in on him too, and I didn't even know that Benson was out at this point. I was just so desperate for running backs. I was trying to get the Cardinals' number 3 guy.
So yeah, it's a bad time out here. Tucker came back down to earth, 2 catches, 3 for 13 yards. Geno didn't really do a whole lot.
I know you're bummed about Nico Collins, but he's really not that bad. He's 21st ranked receiver. Obviously, you don't want what he's done from your first round draft pick, but he's still
serviceable.
Gotten double-digit points 3 of the last 4 weeks. The only time he didn't was week 1. But, yeah, the targets aren't really there. He only had 6 targets this week.
Yeah, not so good. Mbuka is looking like my first-round draft pick, with 4 catches for 101 and a touchdown.
How's that going to shake out when Evans is back?
I think they're just going to spread the ball around. I think because I think Baker's still going to throw the ball at least 25 to 30 times a game.
This next section is why you lost. 1 point from your tight end, Okonkwo. 3 points from your waiver claim darling from last week, Trey Tucker. Commanders defense, 1 point, and then Dicker the kicker, 5 points. You're lucky your head coach won.
Yeah, it would have been even worse. So it'd have been worse. Jerry Jeudy, 3 catches, 48 yards, and they announced that Joe Flacco's finally benched. Finally. So that's a thing. And now they're saying with Lamar being out, Lamar's going to miss some games apparently, whatever. This would be a situation where if Shador didn't ruin his interview with the Ravens, he would have been starting.
Yeah, that was dumb. I saw those quotes from Dion that they asked the Ravens not to draft him. That's so dumb. Why would you not want to go sit behind Lamar and learn how to play quarterback? Why get thrown? They're lucky the Browns don't need him to start because he's going to get Manziel, basically.
Right. And now here we are. Now he could have been starting for the Ravens. They're a great team. And now look at him. Still sitting in third. He kind of deserves what he's getting right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Just sitting and learning your rookie year is priceless. How many guys like Mahomes sat, Aaron Rodgers sat, they all benefited from it.
I mean, you just get out there when you're ready, bro. Now everybody's going to be thrown into the wolves. It's okay.
I saw you cut Evan Ingram. You just got tired of waiting for him?
Yeah, he's not hurt. He's just not getting targets. They're not using him in the game plan.
He's just slow. Next up is Renegades of Funk versus Team Jordan. This is the DeMoss Bowl. The DeMoss sandwich shook out this week, so there's no more DeMoss sandwich. Renegades of Funk got on the win board. This was an 0-3 versus a 3-0 matchup. Dave won. He's 1-3. Jordan lost. He's 3-1. Tough loss for Jordan, though. Dave put up 156, and he played your quarterback, Brock Purdy, but he's now hurt. So DeMoss's quarterback carousel continues.
Yep, right back to where he was before. That's why I didn't even worry about Brock Purdy coming back. 'Cause I'm like, he's gonna get hurt again. And sure enough, bam. So now he has to find
Yeah,
a quarterback off waivers again. So
Kyle Shanahan mismanages injuries like no other coach.
yeah, but he had Jonathan Taylor, 76 yards, super consistency. DeAndre Swift, who has a bye next week, uh, 38 yards and a touchdown. George Pickens got off with 8 catches for 134 and 2 touchdowns.
Man, some of those catches were nice too.
You know what I mean? Etienne Jr., 124 yards, touchdown, super consistent.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
great draft pick by him.
the Steelers defense, 2 interceptions there, but he had to lose the head coach, which thankfully didn't hurt him. Brian Thomas Jr., I'm circling him, man. It's just that's depressing. 5 catches, 49 yards. Like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, what is up with that? Like, what's the explanation there?
He was so good. He was the guy I said in the keep really got to pick him. I'll keep him. I'll be so pissed if I kept him last year.
Yeah, that's tough stuff. He had a dud week from his bench. To Jordan's team, Puka Nakua, he's the second wide receiver all time with 40 catches and 500 yards through the first 4 weeks of the season. He had 13 catches, 170 yards, and a touchdown here. I mean, he'd be a top five.
Puka Nakua is the best #1 draft pick right now. He's the best first round guy. Like, he is the best. Like, this guy he's a league winner. He's the league winner. In PPR, you're talking about for Puka, you're getting 30 points from every week. Jesus.
Yeah, and Devontae Adams was on the other side of this game. He had 15 points, and yeah, Puka Nakua is just. I'm sure part of Nakua's. I don't want to say breakout because he already broke out before, but like his continued rise is probably because Adams is on the other side of the ball and they can't double Nakua now.
Right, you can't double either one of them, so you have to play him straight up. And Puka is just getting anything and everything he wants. And he runs the ball, he runs sharp route. I mean, tip my hat to that guy. Patrick Mahomes, 4 touchdowns. That's a huge game for him. You enjoy that because that's not normal.
He
Right
passed
now
Dan Marino to become the youngest to 250 touchdown passes.
Yeah. A-Chain had almost 100 yards rushing, surprisingly.
Yeah, he looks good. I like that guy. It sucks he's on the Dolphins, I guess. He had 24 points.
I think the circle here is Jay Warren for the Steelers, 0 points. That game was so early, and he was questionable to out. That sucks because is there a potential for him to win? He could have probably started Charbonnet in that position, but he would have lost by 1 point.
Yeah.
So that's where it's kind of he still started Commander's head coach, and that's what hurts there.
Yeah, no path to victory, so it didn't ultimately hurt him, but it easily could have. Like he's lucky it didn't. But
right,
yeah, that's tough. Those international games sneak up on you sometimes, and shit like this can happen if you're not up for it. Tyler Warren, his great rookie season continued.
Yeah.
18 points, 5 catches, 6 targets, 70 yards. He still hasn't scored a touchdown now.
That's weird. He had a rushing touchdown.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see that now. How many carries is he getting every week? That's it. He's gotten 4 carries this year for 6 yards.
There's like this using him for short. He's 6'7". I mean, you fall forward, you can get 2 yards falling forward.
Yeah, he's probably like their goal line guy. Jordan Love on his bench, a huge game, 37 points, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I was still Matthew Golden stock. I just don't. He's just not getting the targets he should.
Yeah, that whole Green Bay receiver room going into the season didn't excite me at all. Like I know they're all good, but they're good reality players. They're not good. It's not a good fantasy situation.
Yeah. He has Joe Mixon just wait in the wing, so he got some good stuff going on in the future.
Yeah, I play him next week. Next up is Hookem. Rob. He scored enough points to win here, but Lionheart out-edged him. Lionheart's on a 3-game winning streak. He's 3-1. Spawn falls to 2-2 with this loss at 167 to 154. Drake May had 29 points. He only threw 17 passes.
Yes, yeah, it's against Carolina, so we gotta look at that. and he had a rushing touchdown, so he was getting after it. Very interesting play. Didn't play head coach. It wouldn't have mattered, I guess, if he would have played the Bucks head coach.
The Rams defense got 10 points on his bench.
Yeah, weird.
He lost Malik Neighbors for the season. That's tough.
Yeah, that's really tough with that. Let me tell you what though, I have to tip my hat to Josh Jacobs. My lord, that man was a monster Sunday night.
Yeah, he is fun to watch run the ball when he gets going.
Golly, because he cuts so fast and he's big, so he's not like Green Bay likes their big running backs, and they like some Josh Jacobs there. Um, Williams for Dallas, he had a good game as well, very consistent there. Smith-Njigba had a very quiet game and didn't really come alive till like late in the game just to get his stats worth a damn.
It'll be interesting to see what Njoku does now that Flacco's out, because he's questionable also. Let's see if he can stay healthy first. But Njoku has been a colossal disappointment.
Yeah, this year for real. Jerome Ford, man, I think it's time to cut bait.
Yep.
He's not getting any carries at all.
All Browns you can cut. Like, seriously, what other than Judkins?
Yeah. If it ain't Judkins, it ain't nothing, for real. To Lionheart, Jalen Hurts, the curious case of Jalen Hurts, man. He plays good for a half, and then he's terrible the second half of games.
6th ranked quarterback, though.
So I think it's the rushing yards. It has to be the rushing yards.
Yeah, he has 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. He didn't have one this week, but he did have 62. Back to Spawn real quick. So we've been slurping his running backs for a couple weeks now. He's Jacobs, Hubbard, and Javonte Williams. Now that he's lost Neighbors, he has a real hole at wide receiver. His only really good receiver is Smith-Njigba. He's going to have to get Shakur or Myers in the starting lineup. Shakur did okay, 5 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown. Yeah. Would you trade one of your running backs for a better receiver? Or would you just hope someone emerges?
Like, if you compare, like, maybe Chuba to get, like, another wide receiver back and a better wide receiver and a lesser running back, I probably would.
Yeah. That's tough. Losing Neighbors is tough. There's some poor sap out there who had Tyreek Hill and Neighbors as receivers. And
Oh, yeah. I've seen I have a league where I'm in a league where I have CeeDee Lamb and somebody else, and it's like, bro, I lost both of them back to back. It's real bad times.
Back to Lionheart. McCaffrey killed it again. 31 yards, 31 points, 49 rushing yards on 17 carries, but he had 92 receiving yards on 6 catches, 11 targets. He's a number 1 ranked running back. And then Montgomery came back down to earth. He's lucky he survived that. He went from 33 points in week 3 to 3 points in week 4.
Yeah, that Cleveland defense clamped down on Montgomery. He ain't going to run over them like that. Not the Cleveland defense, per se. Only 12 yards. That's, yeah, they had it well in hand. Marvin Harrison Jr. found the end zone, so that definitely helped his winning chances there. J-Mo, 2 for 40. Brock Bowers, 5 for 46. Definitely not popping like he was last year.
Yeah, I saw that coming. I'm not surprised at all. But Quentin Johnston, nobody saw that popping off, and he's got another 23.
I don't know, man. I'm about to look, that one touchdown, he should have been tackled, and my man just stayed up, and they let him go, and he just turned around and started running. I was like, what's happening? Like everything's going his way this year.
He's a number 3 ranked receiver. He went undrafted. Unbelievable. And he got him on a waiver claim, and he finally got him in the lineup. I understand why you were hesitant to play him, but the proof is in the pudding now. He must start every week going forward.
Right, which is crazy. But his fantasy special teams, that's where you have to really look at it. 40 points. Golly.
Yeah.
Lions defense, Lions kicker, and head coach, 40 points. That's the difference maker. That's the winning edge right there. And his bench, Dallas Goedert had a couple of cheap touchdowns early on the Bucs game, and they did nothing later in the game. Romeo Doubs, 6 catches, 58 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
Which is you can't start him immediately after that because it feels fluky because against Dallas' defense that gives everything up.
And then Pacheco, who I traded last week, had his best game of the season, but he only had 7 carries. But he did fall in the end zone on a catch. He got 14 points. Back to the special teams matchup real quick. 40 for Lionheart. If Spawn had played a head coach, he would have got 38 from the special team. So, yeah, this game was a heavyweight fight.
Yes, very much so.
Javonte Williams, another 26. Are you ready to apologize him yet? 6th ranked running back?
I need one more week. Give me one more.
Okay.
Give me one more. Give me one more.
Anything else there? Stevenson, we doghoused him. He got 38 yards.
He got 38 yards, but it ain't what he did. You know, it's not. They should have used him more. They used Henderson a lot more this game.
Yeah, he only had 1 catch after having 2, 5, and 3 the previous 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, not panic time yet. 2 games left. Slade, New Day Co-op, 2-game losing streak for him versus Heater, 3-1, a 2-game winning streak. A lot of close games this week. This game was 139-133.
Yes, very much so. And the losing edge is that he had the Chargers head coach. The Chargers got upset by the Giants. If he didn't play a head coach, he would have won.
Yeah, that head coach stuff is tricky. Chase Brown, 14 points. Surprisingly, on a game the Bengals only managed to score 3.
3 points, right.
10 carries, 40 yards, 3 catches, 31 yards.
Kyle Murray, I'll continue to say he's garbage. 200 yards, two touchdowns, 2 interceptions. His value is just him. He can run the ball occasionally, but if he didn't have legs, man, he'd be so bad at quarterback.
Yeah. Zay Flowers, another good game. 7 for 74, 14 points. Adunze got another touchdown.
Kyle Pitts fell in the end zone. He he was super excited, like he won a Super Bowl over that 1 touchdown catch.
Yeah, that did piss me off because I'm watching it as a Commander fan. I was like, I remember thinking like, this is the act like you've been there situation, and he's incapable of that. Sneaky flex play, Jalen Tolbert, 4 catches for 61 yards, 10 points. I mean, you throw a dart like that, he's only owned in 5.3% of leagues, and you get 10 points. That's a win.
Yeah, I picked up Jalen Tolbert in another league. Yeah, he had that huge catch in the overtime that helped him out.
Path to victory here if he had played Dak, 42 points on the bench.
Oh, yeah. Dak went off. Dak, man, 4 total touchdowns. Playing that well with losing CeeDee Lamb is, really good there. Yeah, beyond that, he has Turpin too. It's a lot going on. A lot of Cowboy stuff happening on there.
Who saw the Chargers losing to the Giants in Dart's first game? So
it's that trap game. Jackson Dart. No, there's no film on Jackson Dart, and he comes out here and starts dealing.
Yeah, and you're going from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Yeah, it's a lot of things playing against him on that. Sweetness, though, Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things, 29 yards, 3 total touchdowns.
He tied Cam Newton at 45 games with a passing TD and a rushing TD in the same game. He should obliterate this record, right?
Yeah, he should.
Like, he tied it already. He's got at least 5 good years left.
At least, he's not gonna. Well, we hope he doesn't deteriorate as fast as Cam did. Cam was out of nowhere. He became Dontre Willis.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, I love Dontrell Willis. That was a fast fall. Allen could have as many as 10 good years left, but at least 5. And he had 32 points here. I guess now I can say I should have taken Josh Allen because when Lamar misses 3 to 4 weeks, that's a huge hole I'm going to have to fill.
Right. Gibbs, 91 yards and touchdown. Very consistent there. Nick Chubb, 47 yards, 11 points. Not bad. DK, 23 points with the 5 catch for 126. He had a huge touchdown catch where he just sliced through Minnesota. Minnesota, something about going to London. Teams lose their personality because Minnesota's defense is way better than where they were against Pittsburgh. And I don't understand why they were this bad.
Yeah, they were lucky they were able to scratch their way back into the game. The Vikings lost 24-21, but it was all Steelers for the first 45 minutes of that game.
Yeah, Ferguson for Dallas, their tight end's really good. I mean, Dak.
Yeah, he's getting the CeeDee Lamb action.
He has good rapport with him. He has good hands. They use him properly. Nothing too nothing too fancy. So I mean, props to that. Beyond that, there's not a lot to speak of. Miles Sanders on the bench is taking up space. He
He's
has
hurt now.
Hunter. He has Hunter Renfrow on his bench as well for 2 for 10 yards.
Yeah, I think Hunter Renfrow was part of the Make-A-Wish program, and he wished to be on someone's fantasy team, and Heater did him a solid.
I was like, I got you, buddy.
Heater with the rare tight end in the flex spot with Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, Tucker Kraft. I mean, you look at his bench. With Mike Evans out, it's kind of a need.
I don't understand why guys don't do this. Fantasy players, like if Mike Evans is on your bench, injured, he's out.
You put him in your IR spot. Right?
You throw a dart. Maybe you end up with the Cardinals running back, or just somebody.
Yeah, once that O happens, man, you gotta throw him in the IR spot fast.
Throw a dart. I'm Pearsall's ruled out. I'm not going to throw him in the IR spot. I'm going to wait till Lamar is officially out because if I want to, I can bypass the 2 QB rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, another level here. That's it. Anything else here? Good win for Heater.
None else there.
Keenan Allen, another 8 points. Like he's back from the dead. He's the 9th ranked fantasy receiver,
which is crazy. He was garbage last year.
Like the only reason he is still in the NFL is because of his connection with the Chargers. No other team was going to sign him.
Pretty much.
And start him. Like even if he did sign, he'd be like the 5th receiver. But because he was a Charger, knows the system, he was able to just slot right in there.
Slot right back in, right. And he has a good rapport with the fan base and
kind of like with Herbert.
Hey, Herbert. Hey, man, yeah. He has familiarity with the quarterback. That's the reason why. If he didn't have familiarity with the quarterback, it wouldn't have worked.
Shrewd signing by the Chargers because they let him go because they didn't want to pay him, and now you get him back and you don't have to pay him.
You got him on a cheap 1-year deal, so he's kind of a prove-it deal. And this might be his last season, so he's kind of he's going out with a blaze of glory.
Yeah, Chargers could contend too for sure. Last game of the week here, right? Charlie Browntown versus Stealing the Wins. This was a blowout. Art has lost 3 in a row. He was 1-0 at one point. Now he's 1-3. Jones is 2-2, part of the muck. Giente breakout game, 3 touchdowns, 138 rushing yards, 40 points.
Yeah, I mean everybody's making a big deal about the idea of his running stance. I don't know too much about that, but I'm still not a Giente fan. But him having his game, whatever, is something for at least Oakland to look happy about because they have the receiving core is really bad. Geno's playing bad. Their defense is really doing nothing. It's a dark time in Vegas, but Gente's their bright spot.
Judkins, another huge game. Like he might be the real deal. It's going to be tough though. Now you got that rookie quarterback in there. This could all turn to dust.
They're gonna load the box, and he has potential getting hurt now.
Yeah, and also because Judkins has stood out for 2-3 weeks now, like teams now know to look for him. Also, it'd be different if he was just flying under the radar. But AJ Brown is definitely flying under the radar. And Ladd McConkey, Jones probably has the 2 biggest fantasy wide receiver duds, non-injury related.
Right. I mean, AJ Brown was pretty much doing cardio with the Bucs game. The rookie cornerback from Notre Dame had him on an absolute island. And it was like he was getting targets, but the ball wasn't getting to him. And then Ladd McConkey had 6 targets, but only 1 catch. So, I mean, I don't understand that situation. That's just weird.
It's crazy because, like, Quentin Johnston and Keenan Allen both came out of nowhere. McConkey was considered the safe one, and that is not how this played out.
Correct. So I really don't understand this situation. Mark Andrews, 7 catches for 30 yards. He's part of the reason why the Ravens lost that last game, that one-on-one matchup against the linebacker, and he couldn't beat the linebacker for the catch. So that's a bad situation. Xavier Worthy showed back up, 5 for 83.
He looks so good.
Everybody's slurping on him, and he's like, dude, he's not that good. All right, he's just fast.
I don't know. I watched that game. I was in love. I was like, fuck the Chiefs, but this Worthy guy's fun.
I'm not buying it. But 42 points from fantasy special teams.
Yeah, that's not going to happen every week, but yeah, that's huge. to Worthy, 5 catches, 83 yards. He didn't have a catch in week 1 when he got injured, so Debo, like, he doesn't even have room for Debo. Debo needs to be playing over McConkey.
Oh my gosh. Technically, true. That's what it looks like right now.
Debo is the 11th ranked wide receiver.
Because Debo's getting carries too. Even though he doesn't want to get carries, he gets some carries.
Yeah, he had 19 points. He's gone 21, 17, 4, and 19. So he's pretty safe too. And that's with Mariota at quarterback.
Right.
Jalen Winslow, like, tough break here. He lost Tyreek Hill for the season. Travion Henderson, 14 points. How did he not break 100 when I'm looking at these points? I guess Aaron Rodgers, 200 yards, 1 touchdown. That's only 17 points.
Which is crazy. And that says a lot because of the 200, like, DK had over 100-something yards throwing. So, like, what? Did Aaron Rodgers only throw to DK Metcalf and Gainwell? Is that it?
Yeah, it looks like it. Aaron Rodgers snapped a 7-game losing streak versus NFC teams with that win over Minnesota.
That's crazy.
But Breece Hall, 20 points.
Good game for him.
There's not much here for him.
Yeah, Chris Olave 3 for 20 and touchdown. Chris Olave has 6. Chris Olave has been averaging double-digit targets, and this last game was the last time he didn't get double digits. So it's kind of a down game for him, but Chris Olave is getting the targets. So I mean, there's a bright spot with Chris Olave.
We were talking about how deep he is at receiver, so he can weather this hill storm because he can just slot Pittman in there.
Yeah, Pittman is there. It was funny before last Sunday, I did offer him a trade for Pittman, whatever, with Nico Collins. He declined it quickly. So
we were premature in writing the obituary for Justin Jefferson. He had 10 catches, 126 yards.
I mean, that's what Carson Wentz throwing the ball, man. If J.J. McCarthy comes back, I'll have faith.
Yeah, speaking of Wentz is on the bench here. 350, 2 touchdowns. He threw 2 picks because that's what Carson Wentz does, but that's a sneaky, sad stack, the Wentz to Jefferson fantasy stack.
Yeah, because Wentz is like, if they're sad stack, because Carson Wentz is not afraid to throw the ball. He's never been scared to throw the ball.
Yeah, that's the episode title, sad stack. Interesting drop in Justice Hill, 28 points, 76 yards, two touchdowns. I mean, I know he's Justice Hill, but usually when a guy does that, you hang on to him.
You hang on just a little bit for another week, right?
It's a fluke though. Three carries, 76 yards. So he just obviously took one to the house.
Right, but he is the receiving option though. So if the Ravens are playing from behind, he's the guy that gets in the game.
Cooper Rush is going to be quarterback for a while. He's not known for having a great arm, so there might be excessive dump offs.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, that's it here, right?
That's about it. Yeah.
All right. So, I did miss 2 stats I tried to work in. One was for James Cook. He became the first player since 1990 with 100-plus yards from scrimmage and a touchdown in his team's first 4 games. And Trey McBride, 221, is the most receptions all time by a tight end in their first 3 seasons.
So, let's go to the standings.
Okay, you want to do standings first?
Yeah, we'll do standings.
So we have a 3-way tie. Heater, Lionheart, and Jordan are all 3-1. Then we have 8 teams at 2-2, and then DeMoss, you, and Art are all 1-3.
So sad, so depressing.
We haven't checked out the power rankings, right? Yeah, that's where I was the 13th team on draft day. Now I'm 12th, so they're still being mean to me. Sweetness 34 though is plus 11 since draft day. Jordan and Spawn are plus 3. Smash Hawk, Dead Money, and Stealing the Wins are the 3 trending down teams. Smash Hawk is down 9. Dead Money is down 6, and Art is down 4.
It's crazy. It's hard out here for a pimp. All I can say on that. It's hard out here, man.
Yeah, you got a player of the week though?
I think the player of the week for me, I would have to look at the Battle of the Brothers here to get DeMoss back on the winning side. George Pickens, 8 for 134, 2 touchdowns. Like he said, he did have a sweet catch. Um, when he's engaged, he's really good, and when he's not, he sucks. And
sadly, CeeDee Lamb going down might make him more engaged.
right, because he has no choice. There's no choice. Like you have to get the ball, man.
Yeah,
So,
these 33 points vaunted him up to the 6th ranked receiver.
Which is crazy. So yeah, he's my player of the week.
I will go to one of these really close games. I will go to Brandon and say Bo Nix. 35 points on a Monday night. Yeah, to Sutton if you want to do co-players of the weeks. Nix to Sutton on Monday night.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the Hall of Famer. I did Rudy Johnson last week. You're up this week.
So my Hall of Famer this week, no long introduction for this guy, and I'm not gonna give you his whole Wikipedia page, but I want to highlight something for him. He's a former Browns player. He played football at Ohio State. He played quarterback at Ohio State. And when he got drafted, he didn't get drafted as a quarterback. He got drafted as a wide receiver.
I know who this is.
I'm talking no other than Terrell Pryor. Terrell Pryor, welcome to the Fans Hall of Fame. For that one season you got, because that would have been a late. He is a fantasy winner. We talk about fantasy winners. He's a fantasy winner. If you'd have had him, you'd have drafted him late or picked him off waivers. You'd have thought nothing of it. And then all of a sudden, bam! I mean, amazing. And he didn't do much after that. He's been bounced around a couple other teams and inducted him in our Fantasy Hall of Fame.
Then he went overdrafted that next year. I was pumped when Washington signed him, but yeah, that was a stunning fall from 77 catches down to 20 with Washington the next year. He played for the Raiders, Browns, Redskins, Jets, and Bills. Yeah, he's over in like the fun wing of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're just like you remember him for like doing something amazing. He's with the Peyton Hillises and all of them. Like, man, look at this season he had. He don't get the jacket. He don't get a jacket, but he gets the plaque on the wall.
If I remember correctly, I do think he was on the team that won the league that year. I think it was Jones, but I'm not sure.
Like, we wouldn't give him a gold jacket for being our Hall of Fame, but he definitely gets a plaque on the wall.
He gets the free dinner.
We remember you, bro. Like, you get invited when we induct people in. You get invited to the ceremony to fill out the crowd.
I wonder why he wasn't able to build off that year.
He just didn't get the targets. Man. Because, I mean, he did another person. I don't want to even say this person's name because he might be a person I'll use next time. Because I was thinking about him as well, a different person as well. But I think that person took all his targets later on, so we're just kind of like, sorry.
Well, like in 2016, he had 1,000 yards with Cleveland, and then he left. I think he might have been like a headache for head coaches.
I can see that.
He had a bunch of issues at Ohio State, so I don't think it's out of pocket to speculate on this.
His only issue at Ohio State was the idea that he took money.
Tattoos.
Yeah, tattoos. He took money and stuff like that, which now that was legal to do.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in the supplemental draft. Do they even still do that?
They do after the draft. Like you could do another draft after. Yeah, they do that still.
I miss Al Davis because Al Davis drafted him in the supplemental draft. He was always doing fun shit like this, like drafting Bo Jackson. I think Bo Jackson was in like the 4th round. Also, he drafted Rocket Ismail. Remember after he announced he was going to Canada?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Al Davis was always getting creative with those later picks.
Fresh off the press, Eagles are open to trading A.J. Brown.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, they're winning without him, so I do enjoy watching A.J. Brown play. I think he's very fun to watch play, and if he were a couple inches taller, he might be as good as Randy Moss was. But, I mean, if you're winning without him and he's causing the type of headaches on a team that is like the definition of team football also, I get it.
I mean, he got his ring already. Yeah, get off his contract, trade him somewhere else, and to a team that probably needs a quarterback. Trade him to like the AFC team that could use him.
The problem you're going to run into here is another winning team isn't going to give you a player in return. You'll probably only get draft picks.
which is
And
fine.
also,
Philly loves draft picks.
That's true. Also, if you can't trade him, you might be opening up yourself to a Keyshawn situation here. Or a Terrell Owen situation where you just like go home.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's true and they're saying that, whatever, like, and he confirms that, that could be just drama right there. Because like I said, he did straight cardio last Sunday. So, I mean, he could go to a team like the Patriots that needs a number one, flat out. They need number one for real.
Yeah.
There's team the Raiders. They need number one wide receiver. You know.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
Right, give him a second round draft pick. Him throwing the ball to Gino, throwing him the ball. Gino will throw the ball to him.
Yeah, Gino's chucking it. He's on pace for like 30 interceptions. So.
Right. Gino don't give a fuck. And there's no one behind him, really. So let's just let him go.
Hot off the press, A.J. Brown out of town. That's it for us. We'll be back next week. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, good luck, guys.